Welcome back, YouTube. My name is MrSchroeter, and you guys are tuned into the best finance channel on YouTube. Today, I'm here to give you 10 ways or 10 different primary trade lines that you can get with no money out of your pocket, or little to no money out of your pocket, and potentially with no hard inquiry, that you can use to kind of finesse your way back into the game if you got caught in the consumer finance trap. So I want you guys to stay to the end of the video, because number 10, of course, is going to be the best method for you to actually get out of the consumer finance trap and run while you have the opportunity to get away from these consumer finance companies that are getting shut down. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get right into it. So, there were recently, if you guys didn't know, a huge amount of accounts that were removed from credit reports, being that they were consumer finance accounts, such as My Jewelers Club, Attractive Gems Jewelers, Kickoff, New Coast Direct, Lagos, all these different consumer finance cards or accounts. Basically, any of the paid primary trade lines that were not bank issued were being removed from people's reports. So I'm going to tell you guys some different ways to kind of work around that. Now, obviously, I'm going to give you guys ways 1 and 2. I'm going to give them to you at the same time. And this is just to bite the bullet, put the collateral up, and go ahead and get a secured card, method 1. Or method 2, go and get a secured loan. Of course, these are going to, be issued by a bank. They're going to allow you to build a relationship with a bank. These are 2 very strong options, and the option that I recommend you do for building your profile. However, I understand sometimes we're strapped for cash and we need another method. So I'm going to give you guys 8 more methods that are actually going to require little to no money. And actually, you could do practically all of these with no money, and it would still give you the same effect. So number 3, it's still kind of going into the risky sector, because Kickoff just got shut down as far as the installment loan, but the revolving trade line is still reporting, and it is only $10. So if you're willing to take that gamble and roll the dice to potentially get you another cheap primary trade line, and you're willing to go with this Kickoff program, you can still use that Kickoff revolving trade line and hope that it doesn't fall off. There will be no hard inquiry. You'll only be paying $10. They do give you a book. The book actually seems to have pretty good content in it. So if you're willing to take that gamble, number 3 is an option. Number 4 is also another option that I'm going to call a risky or gamble option, and that is using Grow Credit. I've talked about Grow Credit on the channel before. And, once again, it's a program where you're able to purchase a monthly subscription, whether it be Netflix or Hulu or whatever. You put it through Grow Credit, and they give you a revolving trade line that you pay off every month, which will basically just be you paying that monthly subscription. Once you pay that monthly subscription on that Grow Credit revolving line, it will report just as any other credit card. This is one of the options that I was saying as far as little money. There are paid versions of Grow Credit that offer larger trade lines. I'm personally not going to recommend that. I'm going to say, if you're using this, go ahead and use the free version so that you're not putting yourself at risk of losing out on more money during this crackdown. Now, all of the next 6 options that I'm going to give you actually allow you to do them without putting down any money. There is a condition on one of them that you may have to put down money, but typically you're able to avoid that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the next few. So number 5 is going to be Fingerhut. Fingerhut is a store credit card that is issued by a bank. It's issued by WebBank. WebBank also issues Gettington. They also issue a few other credit cards and lines of credit. WebBank kind of gets overlooked because it's not one of the biggest banks out there, but it is a bank, and they do provide multiple credit products. So you could potentially build a relationship with them and go for other products. So you could potentially get a Fingerhut card while you still have that trade line reporting. If it's still reporting to Experian, Fingerhut pulls from Experian. So that would be a potential option there. Depending on where your credit score sits, you may or may not have to do the Fingerhut installment loan program. If you do, it's like $6 a month for, I believe, 6 months or 12 months. But a very cheap program that will allow you to build up your credit. It just depends on what item you purchase through them if you're going that route. Now, number 6 is going to be using Care Credit or Car Credit. These cards are two very underrated cards, in my opinion. You see so many times that, we skip over the Synchrony store cards. We skip over the cards that are issued from Synchrony because they are store cards, and we don't put as much value on the fact that it is still a revolving trade line that will report, and it is still, no annual fee, and no upfront deposit or collateral or anything if you don't have the money to put down, and you're just trying to start growing your credit. So you can use Care Credit as well as Car Credit. I put these two cards out there because they're particularly easier Synchrony cards to get approved for. Number 7 would be to use the shopping cart trick. The shopping cart trick is a trick that, multiple cards from Community offer. You could also just apply for a Community card. But basically, when you're using the shopping cart trick, or you're applying for a card through Community, if you use the shopping cart trick, you shouldn't get a hard inquiry. If not, Community offers many store cards just like Synchrony. So again, you have Express, Victoria's Secret. All of those cards are issued through Community. So you can always check for a Community card that suits your needs. Number 8 would be the Pedal card. It's also issued by WebBank, just like Fingerhut. It has a pre-approval, which I think makes it a very great card on this list, because you can do the pre-approval and see if you are pre-approved before you even apply for that card and run that hard inquiry or that risk of getting an inquiry. So it makes it a pretty strong competitor on this list if we're talking about cards with no hard inquiry, so that you're not getting an additional hard inquiry to the one you already got for that consumer finance account. Now, number 9 is going to be the Kohl's credit card. It's issued by Capital One Bank. I've had a lot of people tell me, well, I've burnt Capital One, so I don't think I should apply for this card. And they go, they do the pre-approval, get pre-approved, because this card also has a pre-qualification link. They get pre-qualified, and then they go and apply for the card, get it, and then rebuild their relationship with Capital One. I've had this happen to quite a few people who are subscribed to the channel, and they were able to reestablish a relationship with Capital One through this card. So I would definitely check out this card, especially if you're someone who actually likes Capital One and likes their cards, and previously had a relationship with them or want to build a relationship with them. Check out this Kohl's card. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 10, the account that I think is the best account if you're in this situation. to allow yourself a second chance without putting any money out, and that is the Grain app. Now, if you're unaware of what the Grain app is, the Grain app is an app that actually allows you to use your phone with this app and get a line of credit. They do it based upon your bank account. So you sign into your online banking in the Grain account or in the Grain app. It's going to sit there and analyze your bank account. Once it analyzes your bank account for cash flow, it will give you a credit limit, or it may ask you for a security deposit. Once it analyzes your account for the cash flow, it gives you a limit, and you actually can withdraw from your Grain account and use it freely, just like you would any typical credit card. There's no hard inquiry, and you can be approved for up to $1,000 just using this method. So even if you haven't been burned with a consumer finance account, this is still a very good option for you to check out. I've talked about it on the channel before. It is still up and running. It is still working. I actually maxed out my Grain account about a month ago, using it for my business to pull some funds. I pulled some funds off of it, maxed out the 1,000, and then I paid them back the next month. There was no issue with me pulling the funds out of Grain. They went instantly into my bank account. And then there was no issues with me paying them back. So I really do recommend this one. I don't recommend, getting this and maxing it out or going wild with it, or, using it all crazy. Just get it and have it there just in case for a rainy day. Even if you just get the trade line and delete the app, if you don't have the self-control, check out the Grain app. It really is a great application, a great product for you to build your credit with. Once again, these were all options that you could use if you got caught in that consumer finance crackdown. They're all going to have their own risks involved, and some of them may have more longevity than the others, but just remember that these accounts are going to be accounts that you're going to be starting your profile off with, that are going to allow you to in turn start getting approved for bigger and larger trade lines with the big banks and with the credit unions. And then you won't have these concerns as far as your accounts falling off or anything of that nature. You'll just be able to, live your life, have your good credit, have everything reporting, and build and grow and take off in this realm. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can get more great information like this. Thank you all for watching, and peace out. We'll see you guys.